Live, awesome. Set that to do not disturb on Discord, and let me. Perfect. All right, let me. There we go. Oh, I thought I heard something. There we go. And okay. I think we're good. Do I really only show up when you're sick? I hope you feel better, though. I really do. Oh, I just dropped my phone. There we go. But yeah, I do hope you feel better. I really do. Oh, wait, did that... Can you guys hear me? Oh, no, wait, I muted that. That's fucking right. I'm an idiot. But yeah, being sick is honestly probably like the worst. I hate being sick. I don't know how, but it's either sinuses, stress, or I pinched a nerve. But for some reason, my forehead, like right here, has been numb for about a week now. I don't know why. Either way, it's really fucking annoying. I had a migraine last night. I'm pretty sure it's a pinched nerve, but it's just this annoying, like, numb headache that I've been having. And hey, Jaden, how are you? But yeah, it's just this really numb headache that I've been having. Like the forehead is numb, and it's just sort of just like radiates like tingling pain all across my head. And like, I don't know. It's just, I had a migraine last night, and it was awful. So I was debating, like, should I do the show tonight or not? But I mean, it's still bothering me, but it's not as bad as last night. So I'm good enough to do the show tonight. So which is what I'm really happy about. And oh, god damn it, I just accidentally cut my finger on 3D print material that I just had laying around. I accidentally snapped it. Just the little edge just cut my finger. So I love 3D printing, except when it does that. I've honestly never cut myself on the X-Acto knives that I use to get the supports off my 3D models, but I actually managed to cut myself on some of the material. So, yeah. Let me see. All right, let me just get this pulled up here. Ooh, let me see. I got. Oh, thank you for the subscriber. Thank you for subscribing, Jaden. I really do appreciate that. Now I'm at 1, 2, 3 subscribers, which is cool. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you. And I just have my video playing on mute in the background, just in case, because sometimes the stream likes to freeze, likes to lag. I just like to check up on that. So I just have this muted, just playing in the background so I can keep an eye on things. So just because Firefox hates me, Google hates me, YouTube fucking hates me, just everything hates me. So just checking up on that. 411. Let me see. Missing 411 wiki. Let me check the wiki. Oh, there we go. That's perfect. All right. Okay. I think we are actually ready. Yeah, and YouTube really does hate everyone. So why I'm actually kind of pissed off at YouTube right now is they won't let me stream from mobile devices anymore until I reach 1,000 subscribers, which is the stupidest thing because I always usually stream from my phone and it crashes more on my computer. And when it crashes on my phone, I can just go out of YouTube and I just load it back up and it just fixes it, just still in the same stream. But when it crashes on my computer, I don't really have a way to fix it. So I pretty much have to stop the stream, make a brand new one. It's just really tedious. So um, YouTube is just kind of going downhill now. But I'm still going to do videos, but I hope they fix it because it was the stupidest thing that they did, like a really bad move on their part. And it really does fix 99% of the problems. It really does. But yeah, so throughout the stream, guys, if you just kind of see me just like rubbing my head and everything, like I said before, my head's still bothering me a bit because I think I pinched a nerve in there. That's like really like the only thing that makes sense right now. Either that or stress, or sinuses. It's one of those three, but either way, it's just like this numb, tingling feeling all over my head. And it's just bothering me. It really is bothering me. So I don't know what's wrong with it. It's just like this constant numbing headache, and I haven't had anything. Um, it's just bothering me. So if you see me rubbing my head throughout the stream like that, or just making kind of like weird faces, that's just because I'm just trying to relax it a bit. I take Advil. That doesn't really help at all because it's just the numb feeling. Like the pain goes away, but the numb feeling's still there. So I looked it up online. Yeah, WebMD, don't do it, guys. I hate WebMD, but I needed an answer for this, and I'm pretty sure I just pinched a nerve. So I'm really honestly hoping that's just all it is. And it's just I don't know. I hope it goes away soon. So I just kind of rambled on a bit more. So just short and simple, if you see me rubbing my head throughout the stream, that's why. So, hi guys, welcome to Cryptocast, your source for all things crypto-related, unknown, and paranormal. I'm your host, Parker, and tonight we are going to be talking about the missing 411. So, yeah, excuse me. So, if you guys don't know what the missing 411 is, it was really popularized by David Politis. He wrote a book about it, and it's about all these mysterious disappearances that are going on in our national parks. So it's just a really, really bizarre phenomenon because they disappear in like the weirdest circumstances, or if they get disappeared, if they disappear, they show up in. Okay, hold on. Okay, thought someone was doing. I don't know. Okay, but we're good. So, yeah, they just disappear, and sometimes if they reappear, not all of them reappear, but if they reappear, um, they either appear like in the same area as where the search was, and they're either perfectly fine or they're dead. So we don't know like what the fuck is going on here. And sometimes like when they first go missing, they send the dogs out to look for like the bloodhounds to try to get their scent and everything. Sometimes the dogs go to a certain point and they refuse to go any further, like they're scared to go. Hey Steph, how are you? So it's just a really, really bizarre set of circumstances, and these have been going back since like the early 1800s. And usually with for some reason when the kids go missing, I mean this is adults have reported this too, but children from like the early 1800s up till today, like regardless of where you are in the US. Hey Caleb, how are you? UFO sightings are through the roof in national parks. Have you heard about the boy that went missing for a short period of time and was found miles away? I think I have heard of that. I know there's a few cases like that, but I definitely have heard something along the lines of that, and it's crazy. So, what is really, really weird about these cases? Um, like I said, with the children and some adults too, like these have been going all the way from the early 1800s to today. They all kind of have like the ones that come back alive. They're all they're all similar. Like they all have similar reports. Um, the very first disappearance, this one girl went missing, and when she was found, they said the girl said that that the giant bear took care of her, and the wolf brought her berries to eat. And this has just been a report that has been going like this common description has been going on for like the early 1800s. People report that this giant bear creature keeps them safe, keeps them from harm, and it keeps them in its arms. And then this wolf, which stands up on two legs, brings berries and food to the people who the bear is taking care of, and it carries them in its paw, and they take the berries from their paw and eat off the paw. So it's just these like reports have been, like I said, since the early 1800s. And it for kids, it's really hard for kids. I mean, kids have good imaginations, but I mean it's really kind of hard like for them to like report the exact same thing. So something is going on in the national parks that we don't know about. At least that's what I think. And just the fact that bipedal wolves, giant bears keeping people safe. One of the girls said she wanted to leave, but the wolf said she couldn't leave until the wolf said she could. So my kind of theory is that like if you leave before the wolf wants you to leave, it kills you or you end up dead somewhere. But people think that they're just like guardians of the national parks or like something to do with Native American folklore. Some people think they're aliens, skinwalkers. I don't really know, but I want your guys' opinion on this. Have you heard of the random staircases in the parks? They say if you climb them, you disappear. I That sounds honestly vaguely familiar. I will look into that really quick, but while I'm looking this up, back to David Politis. He popularized a book called The Missing 411. There's actually even a documentary about it as well. I don't know if it's by David Politis. And yeah, it was started on Reddit. You're right. It was started on Reddit because all these different people reported like all these different things that have happened to missing people and the shocking similarities, which David Politis was like, this is actually right. And yeah, stories from a park ranger series. And David Politis was like, this is all making sense. So he wrote a book about it, and there's even a documentary about it. But the thing is, people have mixed feelings about David Politis. People are thinking that he's just writing these books, like he's making a cash, like just doing this for a quick cash grab or something like that. So David Politis, he kind of like pioneered it, but he's just a very, very controversial figure for the subject. But I mean, he does, but he sort of brought it to light regardless, whether he was doing it for a quick cash grab or just for, to actually be like, hey, something strange is going on here. And it was either David Politis or somebody that he knows, or just it was one of the people. Somebody went to one of the national parks. They asked one of the park rangers, or there was a government person there or something. They asked one of those people. Regardless, they asked somebody who worked there or knew about it, and they said, could I have the list of all of the missing 411 cases? And the park ranger, whoever replied, there's no such list by that. And he said, okay, well, how much would that list cost? And the park ranger said that would cost $400 million. So that means the park rangers lied about having it before. And then when when money was involved, they're like, oh yeah, we'll sell it to you, but for this crazy, ridiculous amount. So let me look up those stairs that you were talking about, Caleb. Okay, here we go. Stairs in national parks. All right. Because it does sound very familiar. Yeah, there are abandoned staircases in national parks in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Has anyone on here heard about the people finding sets of stairs in the middle of forests, nothing else connected to them, just stairs leading nowhere? Some have reported experiencing strange phenomenon when near them, like missing time or a sense of dread and fear. So, yeah, I have heard about this a little bit. There is a well-known fictional story, actually part of the stories by S.A.R. Woods, first appearing on Reddit. The staircase thing isn't real. It's a scary story trope started on Reddit. Yeah. I mean, still, it's creepy though. So I'm actually, let me see. Yeah, there's a staircase that's pictured in the UK, and yeah, apparently, when people go near these stairs, they just feel an overwhelming sense of dread, regardless if it's a story or not. I mean, if it is a story, I mean, it's part of the story, but um, according to the story or according to actual accounts, people feel an overwhelming sense of dread and fear when they go near these steps. And like Caleb said, that if people climb these stairs, they disappear and are seen without a trace. And it does kind of look like an escalator, Bleach. You're right. It really does look like an escalator. But it's creepy. It's still creepy. And I mean, there are actual stairs in national parks that lead to nowhere. So it's just bizarre. It really is bizarre. And I don't know what purpose they serve, but they just lead to nowhere, and which is very odd. There was this one story as well. This one little kid, he went missing in the woods, and or like the national park, not woods, because I mean, there's woods by my house that I walk around all the time. So forest, woods, just I don't know. Those are kind of interchangeable for me. But Stairway to Heaven from fucking Led Zeppelin. I haven't really listened to a lot of Led Zeppelin. I am a old school rock fan, so I may have to check them out. Um, but yeah, we'll definitely have to check out. That made me think of Led Zeppelin, so haven't really listened to a lot of them, but I will. Um, kind of held off on Led Zeppelin for a little while because of my anxiety, because I got freaked out by the littlest things, like backwards messages and everything. So like when I was younger, like, holy shit, the backwards theme for Dora the Explorer says pooped my pants and the devil came out of my poop. So yeah, that for some reason things like that freaked me out back then. So I've held, so apparently Led Zeppelin has a lot of that stuff in it. So I held off on listening to Led Zeppelin for a while, but I'm gonna give them a listen here pretty soon. Yeah, they are disturbing. They freak me out. I mean, even though that it's just sort of like a weird play on words. I mean, sometimes people actually deliberately do it in those songs. Maybe, that's a good stream topic. We can talk about backwards messages in songs. Um, if you guys like that, let me know, because I'd be so fucking down to do that. I really would be. So David Politas and the Missing 411. All right. So anyway, what was I going to say? So yeah, when I was the little boy who went missing in the woods at one point, or the forest, before I kind of got sidetracked. He went missing, and the last people to see him alive were fishermen. They thought he was just his parents are nearby or something, so they didn't bother him at all. But I think they said like something like he felt like something was after him, something was following him, and they just really didn't pay any attention to it, and they were the last to see him alive. And that fucking cuckoo clock, just, god damn it. So they just disappear, and these disappearances, they kind of appear in fucking clusters. Like, let me read this. I'm on a website called Down the Chupacabra Hole, and so each year hundreds of people go missing in United States parks and national forests, and this isn't really happening globally. I mean, there are disappearances in other countries, but most notably in the national parks here, that's where most people go missing. And it's just bizarre. And most investigations are eventually solved through some reasonable causes like foul play, drowning, suicide, or an animal attack. Got to watch out for the bears, man, especially down in California. That's where the big naked hairy men usually like to live sometimes. And others aren't quite so easy to dismiss, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Many of them are not merely perplexing, but outright disturbing. The Missing 411 books take a deeper look into the specific situations which seem to defy all logic. So let's talk about it. So author of the series, David Paulides, is a private investigator who served as a Los Angeles police officer for over 20 years. So he's part of the force. He knows what he's doing. Obviously, if he served in the police force that long, you have a good understanding of this shit. One day, he stumbled upon some shocking information from a park ranger. They informed police about a bizarre missing persons case happening within national parks. Let me see. According to this source, these individuals go missing under very, very unusual circumstances. Law enforcement officials and Park Service management were doing everything in their power to keep these events concealed from the general public. So, I mean, it's just sort of, to me, that's just sort of like that old, like, movie trope, like, and like the old kind of conspiracy theory trope, like, oh, aliens exist, the government's gonna kind of conceal this up so there's not a mass panic. That's kind of what this is, like, radiating with me right now. But, okay, so when Paulides attempted to obtain a list of missing people in Yosemite National Park, and he hit many roadblocks, he was first told that there is no such document because the Department of Interior does not keep any record of missing people, which, if that was actually the case, I would honestly think they would keep a list of missing people just so to be like, hey, oh, there's Billy over there waiting by the creek. So yeah, within their park systems to obtain, and then he asked how much it would cost, and he said to obtain this information would cost him $34,000. A list of missing persons for the entire United States park systems was a staggering $1.4 million. Paulides did not oblige and instead filed hundreds of Freedom of Information Acts. Some were accepted while others were denied for unknown reasons. And now we're going to talk about the ones that actually were accepted. An investigation progressed, and the more mysterious it became. One of the first things that was discovered were the presence of clusters throughout the country. These locations are hotspots where individuals disappear at surprisingly high numbers. Concentrated areas are present in many states, including California, Colorado, Washington, Georgia, Michigan, and Arkansas. 52 clearly defined geographic locations have been identified. So yeah, these disappearances just happen pretty much, like, they happen all over the country, but there's even some in my home state. But I mean, just along the east and west coast, mostly, that's where most of these happen, which is really, really bizarre. After meticulously searching through thousands of cases, odd similarities and patterns emerged. Certain baffling parallels were seen repeatedly despite the incidents transpiring thousands of miles from each other, which is kind of what I was saying here. All across the country, the similarities just happened. Some of the common links are difficult to rationalize and not easily dismissed. These perplexing characters leave far more questions than answers. Search dogs behave strangely. Oftentimes, these canines cannot pick up a scent, which, I mean, if they're trained dogs who have some object of the missing person and they sniff that, the dog obviously the dog should obviously know where the person is, but sometimes they can't pick up a scent, and sometimes they just simply don't want to go, like they're too fucking scared to go. In other instances, they begin tracking only to lay down and stop searching as if the person had vanished into thin air. So, yeah, what this is saying, when the dogs go out for searching, if they have a scent like halfway through, they'll just lay down and stop searching because the person's nowhere to be found. And cadaver dogs are unable to locate a corpse. And these are the cadaver. Obviously, you guys know what a fucking cadaver is. Um, Cadavers are the remains and bodies of dead people, and they have special dogs that go out and look for them. And sometimes they're unable to find the bodies because they're not there. The body is found in an area that has already been searched before. In many instances, the missing appears in a location that has been thoroughly searched dozens and dozens of times, if not hundreds of times. It is not uncommon for the deceased to surface on a main trail that is utilized by hikers on a daily basis. So, just on a trail, just walking down a trail, like a really populated trail, like a really popular hiking trail, like let's say in Yellowstone or something, that's really, really populated, that people travel on a lot, just a body will just kind of like appear there out of nowhere, even though it's been searched multiple times. So there's honestly really no way that a dog, a person, or somebody could miss that body unless they were off way in a different location and just collapsed there and died, or if they just weren't, or like if something caused it and we don't know what. And they travel uphill instead of downhill. The missing is often found at high levels of elevation, such as mountain and peaks. Frequently, victims will travel an astounding amount of miles through treacherous terrain in a period of time which seems like unhumanly possible. So this is really, honestly, right here, bizarre. All right. So normally, when you're lost, you don't travel uphill. You usually go downhill trying to find civilization. And these people, some of the missing people, the bodies, or the actual alive missing person, they appear on top of like mountains and stuff that would have taken like months, weeks, or even years to get to the top of. And somehow the bodies and the people are actually on top of these mountains, which is very, very fucking bizarre. Ooh. Oh god, my foot fell asleep. Okay, we're good. There was a girl that went missing and never found. They did find her camera next to a lake. It did? I'll have to check that out. If I figure it out, if I find it, I will definitely be sure to talk about that. The next one on the list is weird weather-related phenomenon. Shortly after the individual goes missing, the forecast takes a dramatic turn. Torrential rain, lightning, fog, sandstorms, or blizzards will occur, which delay search parties. Yeah, so this is bizarre. So when these people go missing in these parks under these extremely strange situations, I'm not like talking like Billy just went to the bathroom without telling us, we don't know where he is, but like under these bizarre and like unreal situations, these people just after they go missing, just this insane weather comes through and it just really delays the searchers. And so the person's like out there missing like during like a blizzard. Billy and my oh god. So just the weather just takes a dramatic turn, like sunny one minute, and then like when they go missing, they're starting to search, like a blizzard, insane rain, something comes through that really delays the searchers from finding the missing person or the body. Missing clothes, shoes, pants, shirts, jackets are often removed, even by children who are too young to do it themselves, like someone took it off of them. addressing cannot explain why a person would do this in a temperate environment. Clothing that is found sometimes neatly folded. Okay, so when I was watching videos and doing research on the missing persons reports, right, this was scary. Um, Sometimes the missing people, they, for some reason, I know there's like a scientific name for this. Please let me know if you guys know what it is. But um, one of the most famous cases was of a popular businessman or something along those lines. I'll have to check into that as well. But these people, sometimes they get like they take off their clothes, like even during a blizzard. I know there's a scientific name for that. I just can't remember the name. It's like where your body feels insanely hot, but you take off all your clothes like in the middle of a blizzard to try to be cooler, but it actually ends up giving you frostbite and killing you. There's like a scientific name for that, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it's called. Um, but this happened to a lot of people, and sometimes they find their clothes like folded up in neat little piles, which is bizarre. Like if you're being chased by something, or you just want to take your clothes off, you're not gonna just fold them up in a neat little pile for someone to find. Usually, they're just going to be scattered all across the floor in the woods or on the forest floor, or torn to shreds by some animal. They're not going to be folded in a nice little pile, which is really, really bizarre. High amounts of plane crashes. Search planes and helicopters seem to crash at abnormally high rates during these specific cases. So, yeah, yeah. When these search planes and search helicopters go missing for people, sometimes they have a tendency not to actually start, and they, or they just when they're up in the air, they crash, and the pilot has to eject or jump out with parachute, obviously. But it's just weird similarities. Extreme ends of the intellectual scale. On one side, there are well-known educated people such as doctors, psychiatrists, and physicists. Others have disabilities such as autism or Down syndrome. So, no matter how intelligent you are, um, like these even doctors, psychiatrists, and people go missing. Not just people who are young kids or have some sort of like mental or learning disability. They're not the only ones that disappear. Sometimes really well educated people go missing as well, which is really, really weird. German ancestry. This is another really, really weird one. Those with German heritage appear to go missing at much higher rates. So, if you're part German, and like a lot of the people who go missing, they're part German in one way or another. Boulder fields and granite. A high number of men and women vanish in boulder fields of areas with huge quantities of granite, such as Yosemite National Park, which is the largest of all clusters, happens to be the biggest source of granite on Earth. So they disappear in areas with high amounts of granite. Um, the victim is retrieved near a body of water. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes I don't know why when I talk about something like this, I just get this really okay. It's usually with this and shadow people. When I talk about this stuff, I just get this really, really like unnerving, uncomfortable feeling. Like I get chills all over my body. Like I don't know what it is. I just sometimes when I talk about certain stuff, I just get insanely uncomfortable for whatever reason. I don't know why. Let me actually hold on. Yeah, I'd say I think you're right. Bleach probably is fear of the unknown or unexplainable. Um, I mean, yeah, I don't know why. I just get chills sometimes, like when I really think about this stuff, and just it's just bizarre. I don't know what it is, but um, so the victim is retrieved near a body of water. Another common factor is the presence of water. Bodies are often discovered near oceans, lakes, and rivers, streams, or swamps. So most bodies are found at some point near a body of water, which is bizarre. Berry picking. Strangely, there is a recurring theme shared amongst several cases. Those who are picking berries seem to go missing at higher rates. So, like, people just go up to like the raspberry bushes or the blackberry bushes or whatever kind of berries. They're picking berries, they go missing. Not feeling well or being tired. Prior to the disappearance, friends and family states that the victim had informed them that they were not feeling well or tired. Like, I don't know if that's like either they know something is coming that they're gonna go, like, I don't know if it's just like that aspect, like they feel like something's gonna happen and they don't feel well about it, or just like they just genuinely don't actually feel well. Um, it's bizarre. Being last in line. One of the most recurrent of all traits are those in a group who happen to be the last in line. Others who are missing report seeing them mere seconds before and suddenly they vanish without a trace. Um, no one ever reports hearing any sound such as a gasp, scream, or an animal. Right, so like they're walking a line on a trail. The last person in line is usually the one to go missing. It's bizarre. I'm honestly, Caleb, I am actually really considering at some point writing a cryptid book and possibly getting it published and making it available for sale. I'm really considering it. Like, just it could be like a mix. Like, I could do a book about cryptids. I could do a book, and then I could do like another book if that does well about like paranormal occurrences around the world. Um, yeah, I'm actually really considering doing it. Because I don't know, I low key kind of always wanted to write a book, but I'm actually been really considering writing a book. But if I do at some point, I definitely will let you guys know. Um, what else? I do actually have upstairs in my room. I printed out like a bunch of Wikipedia notes and I put them like in those little sleeves, put them in a binder, and I just made my own sort of cryptid book, like my own little cryptid reference field guide or whatever. Just has pictures of the cryptid, wiki facts about the cryptid, and I printed out like over like 500 pages using my school, like back when I was in high school, using my school's printer. So I had to get my tax dollars back somehow, and that's how I fucking did it. So the NPS, which is the National Park Service, employs over 20,000 Americans and brings in an annual revenue of 92 billion. If patrons knew what was really happening within the park systems, it could have a devastating financial consequences on the parks. Paulides has never stated who or what he believes is responsible for these incidents and merely presents the facts. Readers are left to derive their own conclusions based on the information presented. Theories as to what is taking these park goers include Bigfoot attacks, alien abduction, which is, I believe, something that you mentioned, Caleb, alien abduction, Thunderbirds. I don't really think it's Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds are more found Midwest, like kind of around my area, Illinois, Missouri, Texas, kind of that stretch of the neck of the woods right there. Um, so I don't think it's Thunderbirds, secret underground government bases, or cannibalistic wildmen. Whatever the source may be, it's probably best to avoid being the last in line next time you visit a national park. So if you guys want to check out that website, read the article for yourself. Look up Down the Chupacabra Hole. It's like a little podcast thing. Actually, fuck it, I'm gonna star this page because that's a cool page. that really is a nice page. But yeah, Thunderbirds Bleach. They are. I know you've heard of them, but for everybody else who may not know, like, what are they? They are giant. They're alleged to be giant birds. Native Americans called them. They were spirits. They brought the rains and the thunder. They were up in the clouds. They were like giant eagle, condor, hawk-like creatures, just something along those lines. But giant birds nonetheless. And they and there was a report in Illinois about this guy named Marlon Lowe when he was just a kid. He was playing outside in his yard when this giant bird grabbed him by the shoulders, picked him up a little bit off the ground, and then dropped him. And no known bird can actually pick up like a 10-year-old boy. So something unknown, something large had to pick this kid up and drop him a little bit. And there have been reports of people seeing thunderbirds around that area, around Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, just the kind of Midwestern states. Now, let me see how much time we have. Oh, I got about 20 minutes left. We're actually doing good on time today, guys. We're doing great. Oh, also, before I just want to say either Monday or Wednesday. Yes, this coming up Monday or this Wednesday. I have to work it out with them first because we haven't decided a day yet. But I am going to try to get my Sasquatch expert on the stream. He can really only do Mondays, Wednesdays because he works a lot. Sometime in the morning, he's thinking, and we're gonna try to do a live stream at some point. Like if I have school those days, so I'm gonna try to work something out with them. But if not, I'll have to do it during the summer most likely. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get my Sasquatch expert on here. We're trying to work something out. I'm gonna try to get him on here. We're gonna talk about Bigfoot and his interpretation of what he believes Bigfoot is, the different species of Bigfoot. So I'm really kind of looking forward to that. I'll keep you guys updated, and then we'll just be another normal live stream Friday. So hopefully next week, 2 live streams instead of 1. So get ready for that. It's going to be, I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. So I'm really looking forward to having him come on the show. So if everything works out, if not, I have school, so maybe during the summer. But either way, it's going to happen at some point. We're going to have my Sasquatch expert come on the show at some point. He's a cool dude. I knew him a while ago, and I recently got back in touch with him, so it's good to hear from him again. Glad he's doing well. Shout out to you if you're watching this. You know who you are. I'm not going to say your name because I don't know what you want to be called, but yeah, shout out to you. I have not watched that yet, but Reaper has shown me the picture of the Bigfoot from that movie, and it is the most ugliest, horrifying, disgusting thing I have ever seen in my fucking life. Next to, oh god, it's not good. I'm gonna watch it though. I'm a sucker for bad movies. I love The Room. The Room is honestly my favorite movie. I really want to get Tommy Wiseau's autograph at some point. Honestly, there's really 2 people whose autographs that I want to get and put on the autograph wall that we have out here. I want Tommy Wiseau and I want Gordon Ramsay's autograph. That's what I really, really want for the autograph collection. Let me actually just really quick. Okay, we have Butch Patrick, the guy who played the little vampire kid on the Munsters. We have Tom Selleck from Magnum PI, Kelly Packer from Baywatch, Sarah Michelle Gellar from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Debbie Gibson. So we got a few autographs here. I have a Jack Hanna autograph somewhere, the guy who did those nature shows. I don't know where it is. I'm worried my mom may have sold the book that had the autograph in it. So I need to find that again. But Okay, I just got an idea for something, but anyway, let's get back to the missing 411. I got sidetracked here. Um, Also, Bleach, I'm going to suggest a movie to you since you seem to like movies. I'm going to suggest It Follows. Um, it's a weird concept, but it works. It's a good movie. Um, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's just this indestructible creature that follows you, and if it catches up to you, you die if you haven't seen it already. And this girl is trying to figure out a way to like either kill this thing or get away from it. So I suggest watching It Follows. It's a really good movie. I'm gonna just actually type the name out in here. So that's a good movie. I suggest watching it. It's really good. I mean, normally horror movies don't scare me that often, but this one wasn't incredibly scary. Um, I suggest watching it if you like that kind of stuff. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I'd say it was like a solid 8 out of 10 for my movie stuff. Also, if you guys haven't, I saw Shazam last week. Um, Shazam was fucking great. Solid 9 out of 10 movie. It was funny. It kind of had that cliche, like the superhero cliche, but it worked. It fucking worked. It was a really good movie, and I enjoyed it. So actually really surprising for being a DC movie. I was actually fairly surprised because most DC movies nowadays they're not the greatest. So yeah, I really suggest actually watching Shazam. I really enjoyed myself. It was a good movie. Okay, so now oh fuck. DC Cinematic Extended Universe and Marvel Cinematic Universe. Um, I personally prefer Marvel a little bit more, but I don't know now that they've been bought out by Disney. They've been doing some good stuff still, but it just sort of depends on which kind of the scale you like. If you like the more darker stuff, or you like the more lighthearted, action-packed movies. I kind of like the more lighthearted, action-packed movies. I kind of grew up more with Marvel than I did DC, so that's just kind of my personal preference here. Looking forward to Endgame. But I have heard The Ritual, but I have not seen that movie yet. It seems good. Um, Let me see. Winchester House, that was okay. It was more of a jump scare movie, but I knew more about the history of the Winchester House. So just going in there, knowing about that history kind of made the movie a bit more enjoyable. Not the best, but I did enjoy that movie. I'd say that was probably like a 6 out of 10. I don't know. I just kind of I like to rate my movies, but I liked it. I liked it. I did. Um, I don't know who's gonna kill Thanos in Endgame, but I don't know. Let me see. My money is on Rocket. I really think Rocket might kill it. Oh, Boggy Creek. That's another one I need to see. I need to see Boggy Creek. I want to see the Mothman Prophecies movie. There's still a lot of like cryptid movies I need to see. I mostly watch kind of like the paranormal movies. Like I seen the first two Rings. I didn't want to see Rings because it was okay. They don't have the main actors anymore. And when you kind of get rid of the main actors from the old movies, it's just not that good in my opinion. I don't know what rating Rings got, and frankly, I don't really care. I mean, unless someone told me, I wouldn't mind knowing. But I mean, just and so I don't know if I want to see the third one. I might. Um, what else? I've seen a couple Saw movies. The Saw movies aren't my favorite. It's just pretty much for me. Once you've seen one Saw movie, you've essentially seen them all. Oh yes, yes. I love the water horse back when I saw it. I forgot how old I was. I was like 9 at the time, and I thought it was the coolest movie. The kid finds this little Loch Ness monster egg, puts it in the bathtub, and raises like his own little Loch Ness monster, and then he releases it back out into the Loch Ness. And it was a good, wholesome movie. I really enjoyed that when I saw it. I need to see that again. I miss it, at least for the nostalgia trip. And I'll see like if my taste has changed anymore. But no, when I was younger, my dad used to take me to a lot of movies. I saw like the first Harry Potter movie probably when I was about 5 years old, and they come out every year. So I was 6 when I saw the second Harry Potter movie, and ever since I saw that movie, I have been deathly afraid of spiders. Well, now that I've kind of matured a bit and gotten older, they still bother me, but they're not horrible. They're not horrible. Um, just the big, nasty ones freak me out. The hairy ones. So those freak me out. Um, but yeah, ever since I saw that second Harry Potter movie, spiders have been. I don't like them. I don't. Other bugs, scorpions I can handle. Fucking love scorpions. Fucking love praying mantises. Fucking love ants. I don't mind crickets, cockroaches. Honestly, I don't know. Just any other bug or arachnid, I don't mind, except if it's a spider. Spiders, I'm just like, oh, you're a spider. If it's a hairy one, get the fuck out of my house. And if it's just a little one, you're fine. I'll take you outside, let you do your thing, my dude. But I don't think I don't think I've heard of the devil mantis. I don't think I've heard of it. But there is one cryptid that I would never ever want to meet, and it's called J-Bufofi, and it's this giant spider that is said to live in the Amazon rainforest, like massive, like about the size of a dog, like a size of a small dog, like a Westie or a Shih Tzu or something like that. I wouldn't want to meet that thing. I honestly would not want to meet that. Um, hmm? Oh, the man who killed Bigfoot, then Hitler. That is just, oh, that's like a train wreck of a movie. Oh my god. I have not seen it. I'm going to soon. It's just, it's so bad looking. And like I said, I love bad movies, so I'm looking forward to this. Um, I'm a sucker for the cult classic movies that were horrible, and now people just love them for all the wrong reasons. Uh, It does look terrible. The Bigfoot looks like it looks horrible. It looks like a zombie werewolf instead of a Bigfoot. But yeah, who am I to judge? Um, they did what they did. Can't undo it. Okay, so I was gonna take a look at the missing 411 Reddit, but it's just massive and there's nothing, and I'm not gonna look through like um all the logs that people have written just to try to find what I want. So I may cover that in another video. I might do missing 411 revisited at some point. Like I've actually been considering guys, let me know if you like this. Some of my older videos, some of my just kind of barely touch the surface on. Let me know if you like me to go back, revisit some of those topics, and if so, which ones, because some people are like, hey, you should go back and just revisit this topic, like Japanese yokai. You barely scratch the surface on those. And ever since that, I'm just kind of like, I've been thinking I should go back and just um, take a look, see some of the other topics that I really didn't do a lot on, and just go back and cover them a little bit more than I did before. Let me know if you like that. Wolf, wolf and bear. Okay, I found what I was looking for, finally. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me see. I gotta disappear from her father. Okay, so in 1868, a 3-year-old girl disappeared from her father's lumber camp in northern Michigan after enlisting the help of a pair of professional hunters who happened on the hysterical search scene by chance, the men traced the little girl's feeble cries to a dense stand of brush. When the men advanced on the thicket, they saw what they said looked like a giant bear burst from it and run across the river, heading for distant horizon. The men recovered the girl unharmed from the brush. She later told them that Mr. Wolf would not let her leave and had eaten her hat from right off her head, although he had gathered the berries and fed them to her. So, this is where it gets bizarre. This is what I was talking about, the weird thing, the bear and the wolf. I don't know what these things are. Um, I've heard multiple theories. Some people say that they're spirits. Some people say that they're park guardians, and some people even tell me that they could be skinwalkers. But skinwalkers are usually more malevolent than benevolent, and they usually harm instead of help people. So I don't know what this is. And then here's another one. On the night of July 2nd, 1955, Mrs. Curtis, summoned by her distraught older children, arrived just in time to see what she and the children said it was a huge bear cradling her 2-year-old daughter, Ida Mae Curtis, in its front paw as it scurried off on 3 legs from their tent in a lumber camp at the Coonetty National Forest in Montana. On July 4th, after search by 350 backwoodsmen and heavy rain, Ida was found dry and safe in a crudely built shelter across the river just 300 yards from where she was taken. So these things are just, it's weird. Ida would later relate to the best of a 2-year-old's ability being cuddled and comforted by the bear during the time she was missing. The sheriff became so angry that he actually paid the Curtises 3 separate visits, demanding that they stop telling their story of a bear abducting and caring for their little girl. He told them, "Quit telling that story. It can never happen. It didn't happen, and don't say it anymore." Yeah, they don't see like skinwalkers bleach, and I do agree with you, Weefa. Um, Native Americans have a lot of natural spirits that are helpful to humanity. Maybe it could be one of those. So, yeah, I mean, I understand. Like, if you don't believe in spirits, it's really bizarre, but it's it's so weird. And let me see how much time I have. Oh, good, I have just enough time. So, um, the wolf. So this is just like just a just like pretty much the dialogue of what happened from there. So the wolf ate my hat and fed me berries. Paulides told the story in an interview he did on Paranormal Central in March 2014. To summarize, in the 1800s, a girl went missing while with her father. Similar situation, she was there and then not there. 2 hunters help her father search. They call her name, no response, like all the cases. The following day, they are near a river and hear the girl's muffled voice and make their way there. They hear a huge splash, and out of the corner of their eyes, they see a huge dark figure jumping into the river and swimming to the other side. Um, they see a girl standing on a log. She's missing items of clothing. The father talks with her and asks, "Where's your hat?" "The wolf ate it." "Where's your gloves?" "The wolf ate it." "Why didn't you call? Why didn't you say something when we called?" "He wouldn't let me." "Did you get anything to eat?" "The wolf brought me berries in its hand." Police explains. That's actually good. That's actually a good question, Caleb. Just going to answer it here in just a second. Paulides explains that this story was in several different newspapers in 1783 or 1784, reprinted again in the 1920s. In this Missing 411 Eastern book, there was several stories of kids being taken by bears that coddle kids, that feed the kids. But specifically, this girl said that a wolf, and it was a giant wolf. Okay, so that's really what I kind of wanted to cover. But yeah, to answer your question, Caleb, um, I think I have at one point. I honestly really think I have. So I was with my dad, and I was just taking our dogs for a walk around the subdivision. And in this tree, there were two birds that I've honestly never seen before here in Missouri. And my dad said they look like hawkhead parrots, but I looked up hawkhead parrots on Google afterwards, and they did not look a thing like hawkhead parrots. Um, let me see. They kind of had like dirty, kind of like gray feathers. I'm trying to see. It's like sort of like manila, kind of like those folders manila, but darker. Well, actually, here, this is actually perfect. This is actually here. So they kind of had feathers, kind of this color, but it was darker and was kind of covered in gray. And they had like bird heads, like kind of like parrot looking heads almost, but they had sort of like my skin colored, like this color of my hand, like skin color beaks. And they were just fighting up in the tree, and they were making noises while they were fighting. So could have just been something that I didn't recognize. Someone's pets could have gotten loose, but I don't know. I have never seen these birds here in Missouri. I have no idea what they are. My dad had no idea what they are, but they were just fighting up in the neighbor's tree, making some noise, and just they were bizarre looking. I've never seen anything like them. They were fairly large too. Like, I'd say this is probably like the size of their body. Just like their normal body, not counting their head or anything. And somebody said maybe it could have just been a hawk, and hawks don't look like what I saw, so I have no idea what it was. And if you're interested, I have my Discord's in the link in the description if you want to check that out, by the way. But if you join my Discord, or just some way that I can contact you, and I've done a ghost investigation. I have a couple pictures of ghosts that my friend and I took, and I can definitely share those with you guys at some point. Send them to you. So, yeah, I have seen a couple things. I'm going to do another ghost hunt here again at some point. Going to do maybe just, I really want to go to a park or something, like one of these national parks. Preferably, I really want to go to where the Patterson-Gimlin footage was taken, the very first footage of Bigfoot that was ever shot. So I want to go there and just really kind of do an investigation looking for Bigfoot. So I have seen a few things. Not a lot. I mean, just seeing these weird creatures is really weird. Oh, yeah. Hashtag cryptids are real. That's my group chat. I'm the owner of that. So hi, nice to meet you. But there's definitely no natural explanation for the bear and wolf duo, especially since nobody's seen them besides those kidnapped by them. These things ain't animals. That is true. And it's bizarre. Yeah, so I mean, they have been seen before, just like one time. Like they've been seen twice, but when people describe them, they can't really describe them anything else other than a bear, and that one girl, a bear and a wolf. Oh, and it does Bleach. You're right about that. We try to kick the creeps out of like pretty much in all the group chats I'm in. We really don't tolerate creeps like that, and we just kick them out of the group chats. So and there's also a bunch of kind of dangerous people on Kick. So if you guys use Kick, just be careful. I don't want you guys getting hurt, getting in trouble. I know like some kids on Kick, like in this one group chat that I was in. Yeah, like hackers and trolls. Trolls I don't mind. Hackers are another story. But I'm big into Pokemon, right? So I joined this one Pokemon chat, and there were kids like 11, 12 years old using Kick that honestly should not have been on Kick. So yeah, just if you guys have kids, just be careful. Just look what apps they're using. Make sure they're not talking to anyone weird, and just be safe online, guys, regardless. Even if it's not on Kick, just be safe online, because you don't know who you're talking to. Just pretty much just basic internet safety. There's this one YouTuber I really want to get in contact with. If you guys watch his streams, maybe you can help me get into contact with him. His name is Muda from Some Ordinary Gamers. He does deep web browsing, dark web browsing videos like every Sunday, and I just kind of want to get him on the stream at some point and just maybe talk to him about some of his experiences and just some of the weird sites that he's been on the dark web, and just see what he has to say about it, because he does these really interesting videos every Sunday where he goes on the dark web and just browses people. And I'll type his name in the chat here. He does video game streams as well. This is his channel. So that is his name, and then his name is Muda. He's an Indian guy who lives in Canada. He's a really chill dude. I do want to get in contact with this guy. Hopefully, I really want to get this guy on a stream, time being, and just see, have a little dark web, deep web special. Just have him just kind of ask him questions, talk about what he's done on there, what he's experienced and all that. Just interesting stuff. And I think that would be kind of cool. I also, a few months back, I've also reached out to Chills. I honestly haven't gotten I've reached out to him. I haven't gotten a reply from him yet. So I'm really hoping at some point, let me check, actually. I haven't been on Instagram in a hot second. Nope, he hasn't checked it out yet. So, yeah, if you guys can help me in one way or another, if you guys can help me get in contact with Chills and help me get in contact with Muda from Some Ordinary Gamers, and so I can hopefully get them on their stream and everything, I would honestly greatly appreciate. Oh no! Are you kidding me? Oh, that's sad. Oh my god, I just saw something that's really sad. That's sad. Lorraine Warren, the paranormal investigator who was married to Ed Warren, Ed and Lorraine Warren. Ed's been dead for years, and I just found out now, Lorraine Warren died. That's actually sad. She did paranormal investigations. Like, have you ever seen the Conjuring movies? That was some of her investigation that she's done, and it's just sad. I didn't know she died. She's done a lot of investigations, helped a lot of people out over the years, so it's really sad. I did not know that Lorraine Warren died. She was, how old were you? She was 92, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, she was 92. She passed away. Okay, so she passed away last night, and this was, yeah, she died today. Holy crap. That's sad. So yeah, rest in peace, Lorraine Warren. I didn't know she died. I really didn't. That's actually a huge shock to me. So yeah, if you guys seen the movies The Conjuring and all that stuff, that was based on some of her events that she's investigated. So wow, that's sad. So yeah, if you guys can somehow help me get in contact with Some Ordinary Gamers and Chills, so I can get them on the stream, just kind of interview them, have a little, just do a stream with them. That would be cool. If you guys can help me out with that, I would greatly appreciate that. I'm probably going to revisit this topic at some point, so I'll be able to check the Reddit out and all that for missing people. So if you guys can help me out, help Chills get in contact with me, help Muda get in contact with me from some ordinary gamers, that'd be greatly appreciated because I would love to have them on my stream. They're welcome here anytime. So if you guys can help me out with that, I would love that. So I'm definitely going to come back and revisit this at some point because I want to take a look at the Reddit, but the Reddit is massive. And I don't have enough time in the stream to through the entire Reddit of the missing 411. My hair's a fucking mess today. So I'm going to probably save that for another stream, but we'll definitely be back, revisit the subject. Next week, like I said, I'm going to try to see, I'm going to work out I'm going to try to work out a day for my Bigfoot expert to come on and talk with him. If not, that'll probably be during the summer because I do have school on Mondays and Wednesdays. So we'll see. We'll work something out. Hopefully I can get him next week. If not, I'll try another day. So either way, we're going to get him on here. And if not, I'll figure out a stream for Friday and we'll do something fun Friday regardless. And if I can get him, we'll have 2 streams next week. So yeah, that's going to be fun. I don't know what I should do next Friday. I'll probably think of something here, but if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know because I would love that. I would greatly appreciate that if you guys had suggestions for me. So with that being said, guys, if you like this video, be sure to like it. You can dislike it if you dislike it. But if you dislike it, I heard that I need to watch where? I might watch it. I might watch that. I don't think I've heard of that. I just used that Facebook one time. Okay. But yeah, so if you can like this video, you can like it, dislike it if you dislike it. If you dislike it, I can't think of anything good for that today, guys. Just be safe in the national parks, okay? So yeah, and if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button to become a member of the Crypto Crew today. Every subscriber counts here. I really do appreciate every one of you. So please consider subscribing to the channel. You don't have to, but if you do, I would greatly appreciate it if you haven't already. So next week, I'll come back with another video. Can't really think of anything at the moment, but I will do something next Friday. So be sure to, if you have any suggestions, please let me know. All my social media is in the link in the description below. My Discord link is as well, so please join my Discord. It's a really fun community, guys. We have a lot of fun there talking about cryptids and the paranormal and all that fun stuff. So if you guys want to be a part of that, definitely check that out. And I could do another stream on living dinosaurs, maybe. That's definitely a possibility. I'll definitely consider that. And yeah, and Kick is limited spaces, so if you guys want to join, just hit me up for that hashtag on Kick, and I will let you know what that is so you can join. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I really hope you guys have a safe, fun weekend. This weekend is actually Easter Sunday, so if you guys celebrate it, have a happy Easter. Came up fast. Be safe, guys. Go out drinking on Easter. Don't get too drunk. Get a ride home if you need to. All that stuff. Just be safe, guys. Have a happy holiday. And even if you don't celebrate it, I hope you guys have a good day regardless. And yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching Cryptocast. I've been your host, Parker. Have a good, safe night and a great weekend and a happy Easter. See you guys next week.